So we were on the level of software testing. Actually, the ISTQB certification levels, there are 3 levels, like we said: foundation level, advanced level, and expert level. Please, someone's mic is, can you mute your mic, please? Who is that? Okay, so regarding the different levels, we said you need to begin with certified tester. That's the foundation level. Once you validate, you have a pass mark, that is 60%, 65%, then you'll be able to move to the other level, or you can move to an intermediate level within the foundation level. So take, for example, you do the certified tester, you become certified tester foundation. You can move to agile tester, or you can move to technical test analyst, or test analyst, or test manager immediately. Or you can go specialized. You can either be a performance tester, or automotive software tester, or usability tester. Or you can move immediately to the advanced level, security tester or test automation engineer. So presently, I am moving to test automation engineer. So those are the levels in which you could find yourself. So it's a good career path worth looking at. So this syllabus for each level available, where ISTQB assessed that people claiming to be test professionals should have a particular amount of practical, hands-on experience, as well as knowing and being able to apply particular key ideas. So it's not just all about reading a book and getting certified, but you having that practical skills which you could depict when time comes. So those are the level of ISTQB certifications. Now, what are the exams like with sample questions? Yes, we've talked about ISTQB, but let's just look at one question and see how best to tackle it. But before that, what are the exams like? Now, regarding the exams, we've talked about the different levels. You notice that the ISTQB foundation level, that actually is, you have 40 questions for the foundation level. 40 questions, they are multiple choice questions. I'm sure when we talk about multiple choice, some people might think that it's very easy. It's not easy. It's very tricky. So those 40 multiple choice questions, you need to answer them in 60 minutes. So why there are 90 minutes to complete exam if you are taking the advanced exam, but for the foundation it's 60 minutes. So each exam actually is created according to the ISTQB guidelines by drawing from the pool of 150 questions, more carefully crafted questions. You might think that maybe when you write today, tomorrow, it's going to be the same thing. No, it's not the same. They are randomly picked questions. Even within that same day, if there's an error in the system, you have to start back. It will be different sets of questions. So there is no way to do some sort of cram work on the questions. So the questions can change at any time. So there, from the 150 questions, it automatically gets 40 questions to you, which you need to answer. Thus, if you retake the exam, like we just said, the questions will be different. So, like we said, there are multiple choice questions. However, you might have some relatively easy multiple choice questions. You might remember from the high school. You might get such. Now, everything, you have a document which is called a syllabus for the foundation. For each level, you have a document which ISTQB provides to you. And with that document, you're able to get the knowledge. You can go through the knowledge and be able to go in for the exam. So each learning objective has an associate level of master associated with it. So precise recollection, detailed understanding, the ability to thoroughly apply the concept of real world problem. So you see that third point is a practical something which you need to, you can also look at when going in for the exam. It's not just all about the theory, but there is a practical something which will push you to think out of the box. Now, regarding the question, the sample questions, there, you just keep that in mind. What do you think? Actually, they want, what do you think this right answer is, and explain why you choose the right answer. There we have a form, actually a field that accepts an integer input from 1 to 99, representing the quantity of an item to be purchased. So you have to consider these following numbers: 0, -7, 1, 52, 99, 100, 128. So the box you see below is a sample application which you are trying to test. Now, these are the answers. Which of the following statements are true? You can see that there's a whole lot of mixture there, and you need to really think. So you need to choose which one is true. A, B, C, D, which select just one right answer. So you see, it's tricky. Maybe you start looking at yes, look at the answers, then we'll come back to it. So at the end of after the conclusion, we're going to answer this question. So how do you prepare for the exams? How do you prepare for the exams? Actually, you either go in for self-guided, that is self-study, or use of books, or you can go in for e-learning. If you have money, you can go in for e-learning courses or instructor-led courses. That is the more reason why we are here. We are here to help you out. You don't need to pay any money to study or to prepare. We'll simply give you the free tools, the free access to what you need in order to pass the exam and become an ISTQB certified tester. So self-guided self-study, you actually download the syllabus. That is, you go in the internet on the platform, you download it, or we can provide it to you, we can send it to you. It's the same. So you just follow the program, read, make your notes, take. We have sample of 5,500 questions, MCQ questions, past questions, which we provide to you so that you can go through it and be able to validate the exam. You can also make use of books. There are many books online, but some of them might be a bit confusing to you. So it's not really a good approach. E-learning courses, yeah, there are different institutions offering e-learning courses regarding that. If you have money, you can go in for it. Yeah. Instructor-led courses, you can also go on YouTube, we have a link on YouTube which we'll share to you on the WhatsApp groups, that you can go through it and follow the ISTQB Foundation from chapter 0 to chapter 7. Then you finish it and go in and for your exam. Note that when you write the exam, actually, immediately you submit, you say complete, you have your result. Pass or fail. Straightforward, you have your exam, your results, pass or fail. Then later on, 48 hours later on, you're going to have the percentage that you had or the number of questions you passed. Yeah. So no matter what mode of preparation you choose, make sure you do the prepare thoroughly for at least a month. That's our advice to you. So make sure you prepare at least for a month. It might sound very easy, but make sure you prepare for at least a month and make use of the pack of past MCQ questions. And also ask questions regarding the questions, how to tackle the questions. The format of the exam is multiple choice, like you know already, and there you need there are 40 questions. To pass at least 65% of the questions. So you need to pass 26 questions, must be answered correctly. Concluding, what you have to keep in mind is that you should know to have an idea of how the ISTQB certification program works. Yeah, you now know that, and including the structure and goals of the board. You can check also on the website, the ISTQB.org website is just below this presentation. You can check to know more about their goals. You know also that the foundation and the advanced syllable and where they fit into your particular career path. So you can best fit something, you best know which direction you're taking. Are you a software developer diverting towards management, or diverting towards software testing? How do you go about it? So you choose. You are ready to pick which ISTQB certifications. You have to pick an ISTQB certification which is right and for you, and start down the path of study and preparation. So just pick something and begin studying. Start with the foundation. Hopefully by the end you understand why you should take the exam. In short, you are ready to join the thousands of people around the world who are bringing the best ideas and concept of testing to their day-to-day work. So establishing the software testing as a profession is a plus for yourself and a plus to your company, or a plus to your future career that you're gearing towards. So we hope you're going to take the next step and become an ISTQB certified tester, as I am proud to be. So I encourage you. Camer-SQA community is here to help you join the community, and you're going to obtain all the information you need in order to become certified. We're going to guide you towards that path, and you become a certified tester. So while we are moving forward, I'm going to share the feedback form. You just give your feedback, then we'll look at the your questions. Okay, are we there? So I think we are now open to questions. We'll come back to answering that question at the top. So if there are any room for questions, please feel free to ask your questions while I share the feedback form for you to give your impressions about this webinar. Thank you.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, hello.
I'm Pascal. So, thank you, Derek, for the hard work and the precise information. It's very motivating because I started preparing for this certification in the past, but I get discouraged. But I think if seeing someone working so hard, and it's motivating. So, I thank you for this initiative, and I will try my best to be following you and also to get certified. Try to be part of that meeting. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Bless Pascal. You're welcome. So maybe you join the community later on. We are going to share the link with you to join the community on WhatsApp so you can get more updates.
Yes, I'm enjoying it now.
Okay.
Yes, I know. It's very interesting.
So you have the feedback form that I just shared. So you can click on it and give your feedback regarding the webinar itself. Meanwhile, any other questions? It looks like everyone is satisfied. Daniel, any question? Hilbert, any question? Aurelien, Sitabil, Kevin?
Well, for me, it was really quite explicit. So I mean, so the way forward is just to see how each and everyone can contribute or work towards getting certified in one of the domains on one of the parts. So, but it was really explicit and good.
Okay, thank you. Any other question? Yeah, something I forgot to let you know is that we are actually going through some steps in order to build this community. The first webinar was why software testing as a career path. Software testing as a career path. Today we begin the career path. The next session is going to be more of working session. We're going to work. How do you test? So we're going to go through practicals. We are still under manual testing. Maybe in the nearest future, when everyone is satisfied with the manual testing, we're going to move to test automation, how to automate testing. So there is a whole lot to know or to learn within this community. It's not just all about manual testing. There are guys here that are already doing automation testing. So just be open and receive what comes out from it. Any other question? Okay. So if there's no other question, I think we can just move to responding to the sample question, getting the right answer to the sample question. Are we there?
Yes.
Okay. So that sample question says, if you accept an integer input from 1 to 99, representing the quantity of item to be purchased, consider the following numbers. Please, while you are tackling the question, please be filling the feedback form so we have your impressions. Now, you have these 6 values. Now, you need to, what values are you going to, these are data. These are test data. So if you were to use those test data, which of them are you going to use? That's what the question says. And you have to understand that you're dealing with integer, positive and negative numbers. Which approach do you take? A, they say Roman 2 and Roman 2, Roman 3, Roman 4, and Roman 6 are boundary value, while 1, 3, and 5 are members of the invalid too low, valid. That is already wrong. It's a wrong concept already. Too high equivalent partition. No. 1, 3, 5, and 6. The boundary values. They are boundary values. True. You see, 0, 3, that is 1. So you will test for 0, we'll test for 1. We're going to test for 99 because 0 is the low boundary limit. So if they say it can accept from 1 to 99, it means less than 1, you need to test, which is 0. And 3, you need to test for 1 itself, the value that it should accept from the base. Then you test for the high value. You test for the high value, that is 99. Then above it, slightly above it, which is 100, you also test it. So that is the approach which you could use. So in that aspect, you're going to notice that why Roman 2, Roman 4, and Roman these are actually too low, right? They are too low, valid and invalid, too high equivalent partitions. So let's see the explanation. Let's see the explanation just on the answer. Okay, they say B is a correct answer. B says that the rule define valid and invalid input. So we are using the boundary value proposition and the equivalent partition. For equivalent partition, we are looking at yes, the valid and the invalid. For boundary, we know there's a range from 1 to 99. So first thing, there are 3 equivalent partitions. You have invalid too low, you have valid, and you have invalid too high. How do we tackle them? Any integer 0 or less than is a member of the invalid. That's a too low partition. So numbers 0 or less than is a member of the invalid. So if you take even negative numbers, it should be members of invalid. So it's too low partition. There we know that the solution number, it should fail. It should not accept from 0 or less than 1. It should not accept less than 1. So it's a good test. It's a negative test. Any integer from 1 to 99 is a member of the valid partition. There, the solution is going to work. We know if you put 1 from 1 to 99, it should work. It's a positive testing. So that is a valid partition we're talking about. Now, any integer that is 100 or greater than is a member of invalid too high. So you have invalid low and you have invalid too high. Invalid too high is a value that is above the maximum range. Those are values above the maximum range. They are invalid too high partitions. While 0 is the largest member of the invalid too low partition and lies on the boundary with the valid partition. That's something we need to pay attention. Now, from 1 to 99, like you've seen, are the smallest and the largest members. So respectively, there you are awaiting a positive result. So it's a valid partition. So laying on the boundaries with the invalid too low partition, the invalid too high partition respectively. So you make a boundary. That boundary is within 1 to 99. There you have a valid too low and a valid too high. There you can make a distinction and notice that it's the right path to take. 100 is the smallest member of the invalid. It's the smallest member of the invalid. So you can even go above 100. You can go above 100, but there you'll be doing exhaustive testing, which is impossible. You cannot test everything. So above 99, which is 100, is a good value. If you test that, it means you've tested. So in summary, we are saying that you have just 3 values to test with. If I come here, invalid too low, I test, I use 0, or I use negative 20, it's still the same thing. You see, now, so for curiosity, you have to go in for a negative value, then 0. So I will take negative 7, then I'll move into 0. I also take that to make sure that it's really invalid too low. I test that. Those are 2 test cases. Then the third one, valid, I'll take a value which is valid, which is 1 or 100. Just for curiosity, I'm going to take this one. I will test a value in between, that is 50. Then I will test 100. I will test 99. Then the invalid too high, I will be testing above 99, which is 100. So you see, we are already covering, we've already covered a lot because we are using the equivalent partition and the boundary value proposition. So that is actually the strategy which you can use to respond to this question. So you see that you're using some practical concept to respond to questions. Yeah, you use some practical concept to respond to questions. So it's a strategy which could help you in order to fast track your testing. Equivalent partition, boundary value analysis, error guessing. Error guessing usually is an approach which is used at the end of your testing. So at the end, you simply do some error testing. You've already executed your test case, you do error guessing, just to run up with your testing and say, okay, you've done with testing. So that is the answer to our question. And thank you. I don't know if there's something we miss out. I think that is all we got as this webinar is concerned. That is software testing as requiring a certification. So that's all we got as why software testers need certified training and how to get it. So the simple truth about it is joining the community is the best way for you to get started. So if is there any questions? Have you filled the feedback form? You can ask your questions before we close the session.
Done for me.
Okay. Has someone gotten the answer to how will you test a chair? Can someone help us on how he's going to test this chair? Daniel, Bless, Aurelien, Kevin, can someone help us with how he's going to test this chair?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Bon, moi, c'est Daniel.
Okay, Daniel.
Pour tester la chaise, je vais mettre les différentes personnes avec les différents poids sur la chaise pour les tester, pour me rassurer que la chaise est stable.
Okay. Okay. Est-ce qu'il y a une autre personne qui a une autre réponse à cela?
And to test the chair, I will ask for requirements and design the test case and then test.
Any other response?
According to the requirement.
Any other response? Yeah, okay, so basically, Blaise Pascal has just given us the answer to the question. Yeah, when you're given a project, you don't just jump and begin to execute. You start with, what are the requirements? What is this chair supposed to do? And that only the business can give you those requirements. So you need to know what the chair normally should do. It's true we have a conception of how the chair works, but those that requested for the design of this chair, what is a chair supposed to do? We need the requirements of this chair in order to begin anything, analysis, designing of test cases, then execution. So that's the flow, actually, which is a good practice, is the best practice so far regarding software testing. So I think if there's no other questions, we're going to end this session. We're going to end this session and we'll just say our next session, we're going to communicate it to you, and we'll also share, kindly respond to the feedback form. So we're going to share you the link for the WhatsApp community so you can join and be part of the team to share knowledge. So you can get our contacts. We are going to share this on our YouTube channel and also on Facebook so that you'll be part of this great team. So feel free to get to us back, and you're welcome. Thank you. Have a nice day.
You.
Okay.
Enjoy your day.
Okay, same
Okay.
to you.
Thank you.